Here's a little video that I've found that helps when I'm working with the Apache 100s and the Cobras and the Vipers and any kind of two-stroke quad that uses the same air-cooled engine, which a lot of quads generally use the same engine and the same wiring techniques. And I've come across a problem a lot of times when people bring in quads for repairs is that they're non-sparking. Now that the main reason why it's not sparking is possibly four things. Is that you have the first thing I check is I make sure all the connections and the on and off switch and all the safety cords are all correctly installed and working. Then I would start looking at the you've got the little black CDI box with a couple of bullet connections and a little male and female clip. Now CDIs have the tendency of going, and that they're very cheap to replace. I found somebody on eBay that sells them for just under £7. That is one of the first things I check, with it being so easy. And if not, I check the coil connections, and after the coil connections I also check the stator. Behind the stator I make sure that the flywheel connection is clean, same as the pickup connector on your stator, because these air-cooled engines, they have plastic covers on with a fan, sucking a lot of dust and muck, and everything seems to accumulate down here, as you can see. And as you can see, his oil pump always tends to clog up, which you've got to check that's working, and free flowing oil, because that can block up and then that would cause your engine to have bigger problems. When I realise that the CDI don't work and the coil's fine, I also tend to change the stator itself. Now you can find them on eBay very cheap, so that's what I have done now. As I have been through this, I have checked the stator, the CDI with another one which was working, and still no problem with no spark. So now I have gone and bought a new stator. As you can see, it's very clean with it being brand new, and obviously that's your pickup there, which always tends to get caked in muck and oil and everything else that the quad goes through when you go through puddles. So I'm just doing a quick video to say that it is a few things that you can check with no spark, which is your stator, your CDI box and your coil, and always make sure that your connections are fine. Generally, if you change one of these at a time so that you know what's what, you will get to it, and there's not much really that can go wrong. There's cheap, easy, simple fixes. Now I'm going to be changing this now, so I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna install this, and then I'm gonna check for the spark, because it has a new spark plug. As you can see, not much wear. It's a brand new spark plug. So just going to go through there and just eliminate one thing off at a time until the quad begins to spark. So thanks for looking. I'm going to pause now and swap this over. It's as easy as just taking off the flywheel bolt. Once you remove that, make sure you don't drop the Woodruff key, and then you simply have two screws, one there, one there. On the back you should have a gasket which goes around here. That holds the grease in for the oil pump cog, which is behind there, which spins when the engine turns over, which also feeds the two-stroke through. So you want to make sure that the gasket is clean and it's not leaking, to make sure dirt and everything else is not chocking up that oil pump. And like I say, we'll go from there. Thanks for looking. Just if you bear with me, I will pause.